Back again, another video. It's good, everybody. Gonna jump into this. Well, in my experience, I've noticed these three key things in quickly detecting narcissists. Okay. Now, again, everybody's method and way of picking up on whether or not they're dealing with a narcissist may vary. So you have to basically go accordingly and based off your knowledge and understanding of how to spot them out. But these are some pretty basic ones that are more subtle. Okay, the more subtle ones that you can usually catch before becoming deeply engaged with the narcissist or having them having deep, close interactions with them. So one of these, and I'd like to start off with the immaturity. And it's almost like the narcissist cannot resist displaying these traits if you pay close attention when you're dealing with them. Immaturity is the main thing that pops up. Childishness, throwing tantrums, the silent treatments, not wanting to discuss or talk about serious issues. They'll blow them off as too stressful, or they'll downplay the significance of them, right? And you have to remember that the narcissist is really a child in an adult's body, not efficiently suited to deal with life's issues. Okay, and the narcissist, they want to be able to have all the adult privileges, but when it comes to the responsibilities of adults, they can care less about that. And this is where you'll find that a lot of narcissists are very neglectful. Okay. And I want to speak more so about, them not wanting to. When you speak with them, you'll also notice they'll try to keep the conversation to they don't allow themselves to get into deep conversations too much. They keep it very lighthearted, real kiddish, always want to joke around and just, they don't want to ever get into nothing deep. And when they do, it's really not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere with the depth of the conversation. It's just a bunch of talking, saying a bunch of words that sound good. A bunch of rhetoric, using a lot of semantics and stuff like that. They don't really say anything that's really deep. If you really think about it, it just sounds that way. And they do that purposely so that you don't pick up on that, hey, they're just there to have a good time. They don't want to talk about issues and stuff. That's what they're trying to escape. Okay? That's one of the biggest things that I first catch with narcissists is not, especially these types, they want the easy way out. They want to be able to choose to manipulate those that are more capable of being able to use, for their specific needs. So that childishness, that playing around too much, all that you're gonna see that within these narcissists. And I mean, if you're a grown adult and you have, there should be, levels of maturity that you should have reached at a certain point to where you're not displaying this type of childish behavior. So that's the first thing I noticed. Second thing, and again, when these, actions that are displayed, a lot of people, they'll overlook them. But you just gotta pay attention. Um, and I say this, I want to say this too. Typically, the issues that you first spot in observation, in that observation period, the ones that you have a major issue with, these will continue to be problematic factors throughout the situation of you dealing with that type of individual. It doesn't just stop. And if you have a problem with it, you're not just going to change it either. It's going to continue. The next thing is inappropriateness. Okay. This comes in the form of doing and saying things out of context, usually, and behaving in ways that are distasteful. One of the main things to look for when you may see them doing something that is inappropriate is that they have no shame or regard for how you may view them or feel about it, right? About the behavior that they're displaying. It's almost like they don't care. And a lot of times they think it's funny or they think it's cute. They think you think it's cute or you get a kick out of it, and they think they're being funny. They think they're being entertaining. And a lot of times they're being obnoxious and, sometimes flat out disrespectful. But in their minds, it's adorable. And this is the lack of regard that narcissists have for others' feelings or thoughts, how you feel, how you think about it. They don't care. They don't care that they're acting in an undesirable way. And again, this is a display of selfishness and unruliness, more importantly. They don't have any control. Here's the thing. I've said this many times. If a person can behave in a way, especially upon not even really knowing you like that, in these ways, and not think for 1 minute that, wow, I don't want to give the wrong impression by doing or saying these things. Let me not go there. Let me not show this side of me. Not the narcissist. They can care less. They're like oblivious, and a lot of times they're not operating in complete in reality, at least. They're not. They're in a totally different world. And when you go at them, and a lot of people will, go at them in a way to be like, oh, you're grown, you should know better. Why are you doing and saying this? So what would you say that for? Why would you even form your lips to say something like that? Or why are you doing this in the store? Embarrassing not only yourself, but me too. That type of thing. It's not cute. It's not something you should overlook. This is something that will become more problematic and even a bigger issue later down the line. The last one is the formation of thoughts. And what I'm talking about here is rationality here. Talking about rationality, the way that a person thinks or calculates things. And the narcissist, calculates things, oftentimes when they do, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no type of deductive reasoning that goes into the process of their thinking. And it's usually based on a warped sense of reality to begin with. So if you think about that, the person's reality is already warped. And a lot of the things that they're doing, stuff that they're coming up with in their mind, is out of this world, or it makes it when you're dealing with these individuals. And I know a lot of people, you know, may look for the more deeper things, but these are the small subtle things that do play a big part, that do create issues. And if you find yourself puzzled by some of these explanations and reasons for them doing things, you'll be scratching your head in bewilderment, because a lot of what they do makes absolutely no sense. No sense at all. And the narcissists they have very poor judgment, and their abilities to often make the right decisions are hindered greatly, because they use feelings for logic. What they feel is truth. What they feel is facts. And things just don't work that way. Anyway, wrap this video up. Hit the like button if you like. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Until next time, guys, have a good one. Just some things to think about, though.